What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Clark Tank. This is going to be a busy one. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things we need to go over. Comparing Rain World to Hollow Knight will be educational, I think, because on the surface, they are indie platform games, which both had a significant amount of hype and a decently long dev cycle. So they are similar in a number of ways, but gameplay-wise, yes, I agree, they're quite different. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to try to figure out, in what ways are they different, in what ways are they similar, and what we can learn from that. And now we should talk about Domina, which is made by Big Nick, one of our regulars here at the Clark Tank. And we looked at, was it like an early version of your trailer a while ago, Big Nick? And we should check out what you ended up doing with your trailer here. So cool to see Clark Tank viewers launching awesome games. You trimmed it, yeah, I noticed. So this is 32 seconds, guys. This trailer is 32 seconds long.
Domina. Available now on Steam.
And in fact, the actual action was like 20 seconds worth, which I think is pretty good. Like, it was just high energy awesomeness and then stop, right? So yeah, that makes me happy, both to see Big Nick doing well and also to see that, short trailers can be successful. So anyway, congrats, Big Nick. I hope it continues to sell well for you. Awesome to see Clark Tank viewers kicking butt out there. So which one of you is going to be next? Who's launching the game next? So yeah, next thing I want to talk about, if you guys didn't see people on Twitter discussing this, Total Biscuit and Jim Sterling, I believe, were invited to Steam, to Valve headquarters to discuss the future of Steam. And Total Biscuit had a video where he talks about it for a long time, but the Steam Spy guy, Sergey, condensed it all into a series of tweets. So let's just go over that. I did watch the video to make sure that I got everything, because this Steam is basically what we talk about on the Clark Tank, and it's a huge part of indie development, so it's pretty important that we know what's going on and what's coming down the pipe. So I would suggest you guys also check out that video to make sure you know what may be coming. I guess none of it is set in stone, but let's go through the tweets here. So Valve is going for crowdsourcing and algorithms to solve the discovery problem. Players will be able to opt in to become Steam Explorers so they can buy and check out unsuccessful games. I'm not sure if I would phrase it like that, but so first of all, I'm gonna claim credit for Steam Explorers because, no, I'm just joking, but at GDC I did suggest to a Valve employee this exact thing. However, I'm sure it may have been other people suggesting it or Valve coming up with it on their own, but I suggested this. So in my heart of hearts, I will always believe that I invented Steam Explorers. But I suggested it because Reddit has Knights of New. So there's that little new tab at the top of Reddit, which is where just a flood of garbage is. You never know what people are going to submit to Reddit. There's so much stuff, and most of it's just junk, right? But Knights of New are these people who hang out there and downvote garbage and upvote good stuff, and they try to, their efforts make it so that Reddit, the content that you see on it is of higher quality. So I was suggesting, why not do something similar on Steam where you incentivize, although I think Knights of New are not actually incentivized to do this, but I was suggesting, why don't you incentivize people to check out games that have not been played very much? So yeah, this Steam Explorers thing, if you haven't watched the video, basically it's a way of incentivizing people to check out games that haven't been played much. So here he's saying that unsuccessful games, but I think what it probably is going to be, what I hope it's going to be, is games that launch and don't really get many reviews, because they already changed the system so that if you have fewer than 10 reviews, I believe, it doesn't show you a review score at all, which is nice because sometimes you'd get one review and it would be negative and your reviews would be 100% negative, and that just looks horrible. So now you need to get, 10, which is a decent sample size. Not too much, but something better than 1. But then how do you get to 10? So perhaps that's what Steam Explorers is supposed to address, and that's what Tyler's saying, like, do you need to leave a review? And I would expect so, because that's part of the point of it, is to get more eyeballs on games that otherwise wouldn't have got those eyeballs. And they incentivize users to do this by allowing them to have more refunds. So if you play games that are new and haven't had much attention, and it's bad, then you can review it and get refund it and get another one, which is cool. I think that it would be great to incentivize people further by doing things like giving them badges. If they do this a number of times, give them a badge, just for playing and reviewing games that have low number of reviews. Or they could even also give out like trading cards so that there's some small monetary incentive for people to actually do this. So it remains to be seen how Valve is going to implement it, but I do think that it's good, because it does suck if you launch your game and people just don't try it at all. And this will make it so that there's a little bit less reliance on your trailer being amazing. You can rely more on your gameplay being amazing, which is good, because there are games like Minecraft. If you'd just seen Minecraft back in the day in a trailer or something, it kind of looks bad. It looks rough in many ways, but obviously the gameplay is amazing and people really get into it. So if your game is one of those games, this system should hopefully help ensure that you get the attention that your gameplay deserves. So I'm happy about this. Do reviews stay if you refund? Yes, they do. Which is, as a dev, it's slightly frustrating, but also I totally understand why it needs to be the case. Because if your game is just broken and not running for that user at all, and they refund it, the review shouldn't go away. Like, your game was broken, and that review stays and warns people that for some percentage of players, the game is broken. So it's frustrating, because if you reply to those reviews, it's often too late and they've already refunded it, and there's nothing they will do to change their review after that. If you say, oh yeah, we fixed that, well, too late, you've got this review permanently on your game. So but that's fair. You should QA your game and try to prevent that from happening. So that's one of the things. There is quite a bit of other stuff. So developers will be able to customize their Steam pages a bit more than they can now. Yeah, that will be nice. They'll get refunded even if they play for more than 2 hours. So that's referring to the Steam Explorers. Valve admits the existence of the problem of asset flips and will address it with a combination of algorithm curators and user reviews. So yeah, that's just games that you buy a bunch of assets from the Unity asset store. You can make a game look like a legit game these days just by using cheap assets that you can get from the store, and you can kind of sucker people into buying your game. And that is something that I'm sure they want to address, and they're hoping that this Steam Explorer system will allow them to do that better. So like, those games should get downvoted, right? And hopefully Steam Explorers will help that to happen. Curators will be able to create collections of games to feature on their pages. So that's one of the things in the Total Biscuit video that he's talking about a lot, is just how, as a curator, you don't have much control over that page, and there's not much incentive for you to maintain your curation page. So more of that will be below here. Players will know why a game was recommended. Curators you follow. So this is one of the things they were talking about, making more data available to customers on the store. So I'm not sure, it sounded like they're going to make available a lot of data, perhaps even the same data that we developers see on our marketing and visibility tabs, because we can see like, where is all the traffic coming from to our store page. And that video made it sound like that Valve might actually be exposing all of that data, or maybe it's going to be a higher level thing, just showing you why Valve, why Steam thinks you might like this particular game and why it brought you here. But if they do expose all of that data, I think that's probably a good thing, because then users might be able to recommend to Valve, like, hey, you showed me this game because of this, but I can see from the stats here that most of the traffic is coming from here. Maybe if you rejigged your recommendation algorithm like this, it would get more of the people that it should be getting. So like, maybe more ideas will come out of it by exposing that data to a wider variety of people, like more eyeballs. Perhaps better ideas for optimizing that algorithm will come, but not totally sure what other reason they would have for exposing that data other than just to satisfy the curiosity of customers. But curators will be able to see how many people discovered a game thanks to their recommendations, so that's incentivizing curators. Curators will level up and unlock various perks, including being included in a kind of do distribute key rich distribution list for developers. So this is cool for curators, because if you get enough followers, I suppose, will be one of the ways of unlocking it, then you can get on this list where developers can just send you their game directly, which is cool for devs, because currently we have to send Steam keys to people, and we get spammed by emails all the time, and many of them are scammers asking for Steam keys. And I just basically stopped giving out Steam keys, because if you're a streamer or YouTuber of reasonable size and you're really into our game, you can probably afford to just buy it. So most of those emails that we're getting are scams. So we will be able to give access to people directly through Steam, and there will be no Steam key involved. So there's nothing for scammers to do. They can't take the key and resell it if there was never a key in the first place. So I think that's cool. I hope that this actually is happening. Trading cards is what fueled the fake games issue. Well, yeah, so I think it's trading cards. People could buy a cheap fake game and farm it for trading cards, and that's something that Valve wants to stop. But I'm sure they also want to stop people making games that look like legit games, because it's easier to do that now because of asset stores. Like these assets look professional, but the game may be garbage. So I think they also want to stop, people from getting suckered into buying garbage games. Idea is it'll be easier for developers to send their review copies. Yep, that would be nice. No keys to resell. That would be nice. To avoid being spammed, curators will be able to set tags for games they care about. Yep, that's good. Players will be able to customize their Steam front page and block certain algorithms. Theoretically, you can have Total Biscuit recommended games only. So yeah, I guess more customization, more personalization of the store to be expected. But I guess if all you want to see is games that your curators, the curators that you follow, like, that, I guess some people might want that. Valve doesn't want to curate the store. They want the community and curators to decide if a game is good. Yep. Asset flips. Valve will try to remove financial incentives for such games by moving them down in recommendation algorithm. Valve will not identify asset flips. TB also saw the support department in Valve's office. So, yeah, I guess it's a common theme. People say, does Valve actually have a customer support department? But Total Biscuit says that he saw it. It exists. So, yeah, interesting stuff. If this all comes to pass, I think for the most part it will be positive, but of course it depends on how it'll be implemented. But as usual, I generally agree with the way that Valve are taking things. Like, they see various problems and they try to come up with solutions to them that don't involve them having to do a whole ton of the work. But I don't think it's because they're lazy. I think it makes more sense that curation by a small number of people at Valve is going to produce skewed results. It's better to let the community at large do it. Otherwise, you're going to miss, games like Undertale that are smash hits that you would not have expected. So I think it's good. So yeah, that was what we wanted to discuss in terms of the Total Biscuit video and their visit to Valve. So we're going to be playing Rain World later in the stream. We should check out the trailer for it.
What fate a slugcat?
The art in this game is so good and unique, and the movement, the animation. That's what I've been hearing, is that it's slow and kind of hard, inaccessible. So I really want to try it because it seems to me to have many similarities to Hollow Knight, in that it's a polished, really good looking, fairly hyped indie platform game. And Hollow Knight was the first indie platform game in a while that has sold really well. So I was like, okay, well, this one also has many of those same characteristics. Will it also sell well? But it seems like people enjoy Hollow Knight a lot more, and Hollow Knight is keeping people playing, has a lot of replayability, keeps people playing for many hours. Yeah, so I want to see what are these differences so that we can learn, because superficially, before launch, I thought, they're both highly anticipated indie platform games with great graphics and lots of hype. But one did very well and the other one did... It's still doing well, Rain World, but not as well as Hollow Knight. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to getting to that later. But first we gotta do our homework, which is the Steam Top 50. Let us see what's going on. All right, let's check out the top 50. So first of all, there is a publisher weekend going on for Paradox. So we're going to see a lot of Paradox stuff in the charts, including Stellaris, which I believe also released a DLC. Awesome to see strategy games doing well. It's a genre that I enjoy, so awesome to see that it's viable. So PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, it's a testament to this genre that despite this game feeling quite janky to me compared to, you know, traditionally high polished FPSs, you know, online multiplayer FPSs, it's still really fun even though it's so janky. So yeah, I think there's a lot of mileage in this genre still. And as evidenced by the fact that H1Z1 King of the Hill is also up here, like, people like this kind of game. All right, so CSGO is perennial, but yeah, getting pushed down by these two. It's often at the top. Dark Souls, I guess it's just because of the DLC. It was not that long ago, just a week, so not too surprising. It had a 50% off sale, okay, and that's over now. EU4, so this is probably, yeah, this is the new DLC that we were talking about. H1Z1 King of the Hill, you know, just it's always near the top of the charts these days. It's amazing. So there's the Seasons Pass. Dishonored 2 is up here because it's on sale. Stellaris, just part of the publisher, the Paradox Publisher Weekend, 40% off. Rocket League's perennial. Dota 2's perennial. Steel Division Normandy 44. So this is coming out May 23rd. Nier Automata. So this one has been getting lots of love on YouTube and Twitch and stuff like that, and everyone that I know that's played it says that it's amazing. I should probably try it at some point, but I'm playing Zelda, okay? Leave me alone. Warframe's another free-to-play game that's a perennial seller. It's climbing the charts. I think they had an update recently, actually. So Squad is the other game that I was talking about. Sweater's off confirmed. Wearing my Nausicaa shirt, my favorite shirt, I think. So Squad is the other game that it was in early access before, and I believe that it just launched. Squad is a game 50 versus 50 multiplayer, which feels to me somewhat similar to PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds and things like that, where it's just like a massive battle with a lot of people. This is like team-based, whereas a PlayerUnknown you can play it solo or with a small team. But I just think that it shows that massive online FPS style battles, it's a very, very popular style of game these days. Stellaris, so there's going to be a whole bunch of Paradox stuff in the charts because of the sale. Now, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. GTA 5 is still in the charts after all this time. April, it's been 2 years, next week, 2 years, and still just hanging out in the charts, printing money. Ghost Recon, this is Wildlands, which came out a little while ago, so this one's hanging around. Darkest Dungeon's up here because it's on sale. Hearts of Iron must be in that sale, Paradox sale. City Skylines also. So Fallout Shelter was previously on mobile, but now is on Steam. So I saw back in the day when it came out on mobile, lots of people talking about it. So not too surprising to see it doing reasonably well on Steam, although the reviews are not super high. EU4, this is a different DLC for it. So Tyranny we played quite a long time ago. Now it's up on here, up in the charts because it's on sale. TF2 is free to play, Path of Exile free to play, they're both perennial. Payday 2, it always shows up every now and then when it's on sale. More Paradox stuff, Paradox. Payday 2 stuff. Rainbow Six Siege is perennial. More Payday stuff, Paradox. War Thunder is you know, it seems like the free to play games are actually slowly climbing up. Elder Scrolls Online, this is a DLC for Plus membership. Warhammer 40,000, so this is the pre-order. That's coming out in a few weeks' time, already in the charts. Now, Beat Cop. It's similar to Papers, Please? Oh, you run around and write parking tickets?
Is a mixture of adventure, point and click, and time management game and retro aesthetics.
Why is this game selling so well, guys? What do you think? It came out a week ago. Kind of Funny did a Let's Play. Oh. That could be the reason. Yeah, so they had like no views and then suddenly, well, show me the number of views, not the videos. Oh, say the views in millions, yeah. Let's see, Twitch. So it's probably more the YouTube thing. But yeah, I guess that would do it. Just one big one big YouTube video can put you into the charts these days. Moving on, Payday 2, more Payday 2 stuff. Payday 2, Shadowverse CCG. So we talked about this before. This is kind of like the Hearthstone of Steam, and we've seen it in the charts every now and then. More Payday 2 stuff. Don't Starve Together. Okay, it's on sale. Among the Sleep. What even is that? But it's just here because it's on sale. More Payday 2 Arc. Well, it used to be perennial, so not surprising to see it sneak back in every now and then. Payday 2 Hotline Miami. Payday 2 Sins of a Solar Empire. So this is the police, which we were just talking about. It's on sale. Now, Inside, why are you up in here? You bought Inside because you got a 40% off coupon? You got Inside a discount for owning Limbo. Aha. I'm not sure if they'll do this for everybody or for games that sell well or what, but you can sometimes send coupons to previous owners of your games. I've seen that happen for a number of games, so yeah, I don't know if they would do that for just anybody, but obviously Limbo sold really well. So and it's a similar type of game to Inside, so it seems to make sense to, you know, people who like Limbo are quite likely to also like Inside, so it makes sense that Valve would let them send a coupon to all of their previous owners, and yeah, to coincide with their BAFTA win makes a lot of sense. So I'm glad to see it because Inside is amazing, and I think it deserves to sell better than it has. Payday Rocket League, Civ is perennial, City Skylines is in here because of the Paradox sale, so Thimbleweed still hanging on, doing amazingly well. More Paradox stuff. Total War Warhammer is also perennial. More Paradox. Golf with Your Friends coming back a little bit, so I bet you some YouTuber or Twitch streamer got in on this. More Paradox stuff. Rust is perennial. Paradox. Payday. Pillars of Eternity is it's on sale. Rimworld is perennial, and hey, look who snuck in the bottom of the top 50. Gary's Mod. Gary's Mod's still selling well after all these years. Golf with Your Friends got updated. Okay, yeah, so update and probably getting some love from streamers and YouTubers and stuff like that. It is now time to play some Rain World, which I am super pumped about. I definitely want to learn more about this game, and it just looks beautiful as well. Slugcat life. Little Slugcat babies. Oh no! Baby Slugcat, no! Hey, I killed that thing. Yeah, good. Can we get over there? Yep. Why is it sometimes purple? Whoa. That means bad guy, I guess. That purple guy just hanging out in there? Go away, purple guy. Yeah. Take that, purple dude. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. This purple... Ah! Oh! That's scary. Oh, yeah, I'm curious about these animations too. Okay, I'm turning on my music. The audio in this game is way too subtle for me. Huh. So now, we have to go back to where we hibernated from? Holy smokes. Because, like, I'm all for punishing games, definitely. But I feel like there needs to be a reason for it. And with this one, I don't yet feel any reason for why I would be doing this. Lancer says there's a small number of improvements. You can also befriend certain enemies. Most of it's just learning to get past enemies. Yeah, I think that's just not enough meta progression for games these days. Like, people expect more than that now. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, or there's anything wrong with this game. It's just, it's not what people are going to expect. Game loop is eat to hibernate, then hibernate. When the area runs out of food, go to the next one. Oh, like, are you just should I eat and then go? Ah! That was not cool. Oh, it's like dragging us off. This is neat. What can we conclude about Rain World? 'Cause I think I am done trying. I understand it now, at least, you know, in general. But I think it's an interesting vision. Obviously, the art style and the animation stuff is like astoundingly amazing. I think if you designed a different type of game with it, with that foundation, it could do well. It could do, you know, like Hollow Knight type results. And it's not that it's doing poorly at all. I think it's still doing reasonably well, and I hope that it's successful enough that the folks who made it are able to make lots of games in the future. But I think it's the design is like a unique vision for the way a game should be. It seems like it's not super informed by, you know, other types of games and what modern similar games do. It's just it's cool in that it's totally unique and it's something that I've never seen before, but it's also totally unique and something that I've never seen before that is not really for me. I feel like I want more of a reason for doing the things that I'm doing, more progression. It's a shame we didn't see the rain. Oh. If we just sit there, will it happen? Oh, there's the rain. Yay. So do you just die if the rain touches you? Why is it deadly? Was that it? That was cool. That doesn't look so deadly. Oh, okay, this looks more deadly. Well, those things look like bullets. Feels like what Vancouver has been like the last month or so. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this Clark Tank. That I'm going to be thinking about that game for a while. It's interesting. It's different. It's so different from any other game in terms of the animation and the art style, but also the gameplay that it's just unusual. But yeah, I think that wraps it up. Maybe we'll have some more analysis of Rain World next week after my brain has had some time to digest all this, because it was quite unique. But that's going to wrap it up for this Clark Tank. Hope to see you next time. But for now, this Clark Tank is over.